Michael, it appears we've just finished a frat party.
I mean, you've set the Lakers up. And Mavericks, listen, I love Anthony Davis. He played at Kentucky. He's the greatest freshman to ever play college basketball. Okay,
Wow.
That's not an argument. It's the truth. Think about it. There's been no college freshman to win all the awards and win a national title and win an Olympic medal that same year. No freshman college
Michael
basketball.
Jordan had a pretty nice freshman year.
Did he win a national title?
Yes.
Did he really?
He hit the shot. They made a movie
Wait, was
about
that
it.
his freshman year?
Freshman year. Michael, thanks for being with us. One of the things I love about our friendship over the years is we're always able to talk about the things that we love are the same: ministry, church, preaching, and sports.
Yes, absolutely.
Obviously family, yeah. But this is an exciting time right now because at the time we're recording this, the NBA playoffs are about to begin. Yep. March Madness has just ended. Even though football's over, we're talking about spring football, we're talking about transfer portal, we're talking about, the draft coming up for the NFL. I want to just throw you some teams.
Okay.
And have you give me your first thoughts about these, because some of these teams you love, some of these teams you don't love.
Yeah.
But, kind of where are you at with this right now in the sports calendar? Okay, so let's talk about UK basketball, because I know that's near and dear to your heart.
Yeah.
They made it to the Sweet 16 this year, which was an upgrade from previous years. But the first year with Mark Pope, are you happy with him?
Overall, I'd give the season like a B plus, A minus. He only had a month to put his team together,
right?
And he got more out of that team than probably should have. I think at the beginning of the season, if you told Kentucky fans that you'd only have a month to put together a team, you'd get the lowest of low, and as far as like portal ranking players, and you would get them to a Sweet 16. You'd have you'd be one of the top teams in quad one wins. You'd beat Duke, Tennessee twice, Florida, who eventually won the national championship. And you'd get to the Sweet 16. I think most Kentucky fans would have taken that for sure. So I think it was an A minus, B plus.
Who do you lose now at the end of this year?
We lose everybody except for, right now, Otego Owe. He basically is waiting if he's going to get a first-round draft guaranteed. If not, he'll be back. Brandon Garrison, who was our backup center, he's iffy right now. And then we keep Colin Chandler, we keep Travis Perry, and what we call the Mountain Mama, Noah. So they should be back. And we've already picked up 3 really, really good portal players as well. We have one of the top freshman class coming in with Jasper Johnson and Malachi Marino, who were Kentucky born and Kentucky raised.
Okay.
So yeah, it's first time in back-to-back years that Kentucky's had back-to-back Mr. Kentucky basketball people. Sorry. Woo,
yeah.
That's the talkies coming in.
I know.
But yeah. So it next year is a Elite Eight Final Four year. Like, he's got to get there. If not, it will be seen as a backward step.
I can see that, but the SEC has gotten so good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you had 2 teams in the Final Four.
Yeah.
You could have had 4, with Alabama and Tennessee. So if it continues to stay at that level, I mean, that makes it even more difficult. I mean, the years that you guys were running the table, the SEC was not very good.
For sure. But you have to think of it this way. It's been 10 years. 2025 will be 10 years since Kentucky's been to the Final Four. It's been even a little bit longer. Yeah, it's been 10 years since Kentucky has even won the SEC. We've had other teams win it much more than we have. Alabama's recently, Tennessee, they've won it. And so it's time for Kentucky to get back to its rightful place. And Kentucky fans are the least patient fan base in the country because it's all we got. Kentucky basketball is all we have. And so for us, in order to get back to the Mecca, to live out the moniker as the greatest tradition in college basketball, we've got to be winning conference championships. We've got to be getting to Elite Eights and Final Fours. Now, I'm not saying he has to get to a Final Four. I'm just saying he has to be on the doorstep. I think most Kentucky fans would agree that year 2, you're at least on the doorstep of a Final Four.
Yeah.
Whereas this year, it was kind of like hey, if you get to the Sweet 16, gosh, that's a great year.
Yeah. Well, I'm pulling for him. Florida State football. bad year last year. I know you're a big fan. Mm-hmm. I know you go to all the home games.
That's right.
What is that, a 4-hour drive?
4-hour drive there, 4-hour drive back, so an 8-hour day. Yeah.
And then you preach the next morning.
And then I preach the next morning.
While you're hoarse.
Yeah. No. I'm smart about that. I'm smart about that.
You're not yelling anymore.
No, I'm not yelling anymore. No.
Okay. What's there to look forward to?
Well, Mike Norvell went out after the 2-10 season, and he basically replaced the majority of his coaching staff. We realized that the coaches that were currently there weren't up to snuff. They weren't recruiting really well. Some of them weren't even coaching really well, developing really well. So he went out and replaced most of his defensive staff. No, I'm sorry. Most of his offensive staff with Gus Malzahn, who came over from University of Central Florida, left the head coaching job to become the offensive coordinator. Him and Mike Norvell got his coaching start with Gus Malzahn as well, too. So they already had a kindredness there. The offense is not going to change significantly, but it's going to be very much more run dominant heavy with deep shots down the field. I mean, that's the era of college football we're in right now.
Yeah.
And then we went out and got Tony White, was the defense coordinator at Nebraska, had a top 20 defense every time he was there. Also was at Syracuse and had a top 20 defense. And so we went out and got actual developers and recruiters. And so this is the year, this year, Mike has to win, in my opinion, at least 8 games. If it's anywhere near under 500, I would put the chances of him being terminated at like 75% or higher. Because if you think about it, he's been there 5 years, and in the 5 years he's been there, he's had losing seasons 3 out of the 5 years. Only 2 years did they have winning seasons, a 10-3 season in 2022, and then obviously the 13-1 snub. We got snubbed year in 2023. So yeah, he has to win this year.
We got snubbed.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Let's shift to the NBA storylines right now, because very interesting things have happened. Obviously, the big trade that everybody's lamenting here in Dallas. And as a lifelong Laker fan, I feel like I'm watching round 2 of Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
I mean, Magic Johnson that can shoot.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable with what Luka has done. So you've got that storyline going on. You've got the Boston Celtics, who have just continued on
to dominate.
Yeah. You've got a couple of teams like Cleveland and Oklahoma City that they had very impressive records, but nobody really believes in them.
Yep.
And then you've got a couple of upstarts that, hey, that's just it's kind of an attaboy season. Like, good for you. Like, Detroit's going to make the playoffs. The Clippers are highly rated right now, which is excuse me, that's the big red coming back. I mean, what are you most excited to see in the playoffs, and even your Orlando Magic, since you're in Orlando now, are going to make the play in? Who knows if they're even over 500? But.
Exactly. Well, yeah, I'll start with the Magic. They're such a weird team because they have such young superstars. Like, they have the ability to be really good. Problem is they're so injured. They're always injured. They can never keep consistency. Like, if there's an injury bug, unluck, they got it.
Yeah.
And so if they're able to stay consistent as far as player availability, they could make some noise. I could see them. I don't think they go far, but I could see them making some noise, especially getting out of that play-in into the actual playoffs there. Obviously, the big story is I'm a LeBron fan, so that makes me a Laker fan, and I've been following it. I don't know what the Dallas Mavericks were thinking by trading Luka. I mean, that is a generational talent. Look, I get the weight concerns. We were talking about this earlier. I get the weight concerns. I get that. But even in this just small segment of time that he is still this just incredible superstar, this kind of player only comes around once a generation.
Right.
Like, why would you trade that away? This is your prime opportunity to try to go win another title.
Right.
And now you've put the Lakers in prime position again to go compete for an NBA championship.
Oh, am I impressed?
Who knows if this might be LeBron's last to second to last run.
And we let him off the hook.
He's got Austin Reeves. He's got a cast around him that can shoot. He's got the Dalton Connect kid that can come off the bench. I mean, you set the Lakers up. And Mavericks, listen, I love Anthony Davis. He played at Kentucky. He's the greatest freshman to ever play college basketball. Okay,
Wow.
That's not an argument. It's the truth. Think about it. There's been no college freshman to win all the awards and win a national title and win an Olympic medal that same year. No freshman. Zion didn't do it. Cooper Flagg couldn't do it. He fell down every time. That's what he does. No one has done that except for Anthony Davis. He is the greatest college basketball freshman in the history of college
Michael
basketball.
Jordan had a pretty nice freshman year.
Did he win a national title?
Yes.
The time, 18. Shot, Jordan, Michael Jordan, 14 seconds. And Georgetown loses it. North Carolina has won the 1982 NCAA championship.
Did he really?
He hit the shot. They made a movie
Wait, was
about
that his
it.
freshman year?
Freshman year.
Did he win the Wooden Award?
Who cares? He won the Dean Smith Award.
Sure, he might be 1B. Let's go with that.
Carl, you need to talk to this dude, man. Say, okay, you think he's the MVP? Okay, fine, no problem. You gonna do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
NBA version of Anthony Davis, as they like to call him, Street Clothes Davis, right? He's not as proficient without another star around him. And so with Kyrie out, what are the Mavericks going to do?
The arena and the number of times he delivered, incredible.
Last time he played in this arena was Christmas Day. He wound up leaving the arena on crutches that day. That was the day he hurt his calf, and it was the final game that he played for Doncic. And chance of fire.
You just feel bad for the fan base. You just feel like they've just been dumped on. So I think that's a storyline.
Just feel bad for the fan base. You just feel like they've just been dumped on.
Of course, the Celtics. Gosh, somebody's got to beat the Celtics. I'm so sick of them winning everything.
I've never prayed for so many sprained ankles in my life. I don't want them to get really hurt.
No,
but just,
it's out for some games.
Yeah, out for 6 months. That would be great. Oh, I hate the Celtics. Well, I think it'll be a fun run. Obviously, it's fun to watch Luka, and I just love this time of year with the playoffs because every game matters.
That's right.
They play differently. Coaching suddenly matters.
Yes.
It gets really interesting.
Well, you see a little bit more defense when it matters the most.
Exactly.
And that's what it's about.
And that's what we got Luka for.
That's right. Defense. Exactly.
Yeah. The Lakers said, we need a defensive stopper.
We need a guy who's going to slide his feet,
Let's get the guy who's still down on the other side of the court crying about a foul that didn't happen. Because that'd be great. Oh, man. Well, Michael, this has been fun. Thank you, as always, for being a part of
man.
Simple Faith. And
well, let me just say
this
real quick, as I always say, and I know you hate when I say this, but man, for you listeners out there, there's no better person, friend, mentor, and just all around, just a good guy. The wisdom and the ability to really encourage and grow not only my own faith, but my leadership. I really appreciate you, Rusty. You're a leader worth following. And I appreciate
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.